Chapter 1. Zombie Puppet. On a desolate street, a zombie was wandering unconsciously. He grinned slightly, a trace of saliva hanging on his lips, a pair of reddish eyes showing blazing cold creepiness. Not too far in the distance, there was a small abandoned supermarket. The glass door spattered with brownish blood. Through the open glass doors one can vaguely see the crooked shelves, as well as scattered food. Behind the supermarket's door, there was also a middle-aged male zombie moving slowly. Judging by his clothing, he should be one of supermarket staff. This zombie slowly approached the supermarket. After passing the middle-aged male zombie, he suddenly pulled out a chop-bone knife, and he turned and forcefully cut off his neck. Blood splattered. The headless zombie fell to the ground immediately. And this strange zombie immediately grabbed a bag from behind the counter and began to rapidly gather food. Who? Exhausted. In a dark residence home, the sweating Ling Mo was looking at his hands of a bag full of food and a variety of household items with satisfaction. And in front of him, there sat the zombie from the small supermarket. But the way this zombie looked at Ling Mo was without any trace of malice, just emptiness. Looks like I improved a lot from a few days ago. Now I'm finally able to manipulate with flexibility. Ling Mo turned his gaze to this zombie, mouth revealing a hint of smile. 2 weeks ago, the emergence of a new virus turned the entire world into a slaughterhouse. Countless humans turned into zombies. To be more accurate, after the virus infection led to loss of self-consciousness, and then turned them into crazy killing monsters. The survivors could only hide inside cities' corners like mice. However, Ling Mo, who was once only a normal person, discovered his ability to control zombies after the arrival of the end of the world. He could feel a hint of connection between himself and the zombies. Empty-headed zombies are like thoughtless puppets, and he could inject his own thoughts into them, thereby manipulating zombies' actions. The start of experiments was very tough. Zombies often escaped from his manipulation midway, and even endangered him in life-threatening situations several times. With the increasing number of attempts, Ling Mo finally acquired some techniques. This helped him to control zombies consistently, manipulate them to walk around, and help him to collect necessities. But the distance could never be too far apart, which made Ling Mo somewhat annoyed. He felt like he is a zombie puppeteer, but the lines in his hands were not long enough, and he was also not skilled enough. However, to be able to survive on a much safer level, Ling Mo is very satisfied with his zombie controlling techniques. He called the zombie he controls as zombie puppet. In the process of controlling zombie puppets, Ling Mo glimpsed that when he was controlling them, a violent feeling was also affecting him. Whether the influence was bad or good, he does not know yet. During these days, Ling Mo had gotten a better understanding of zombies' habits. Unlike general zombies, these zombies are not the living dead, but living people affected by virus. Even though the bodies are still alive, but the mind has turned completely into a monster. They attack uninfected survivors, tear these people's flesh with strength much stronger than an average person. The virus has completely destroyed their senses, dominated their thoughts, and turned them into executioners driven by their killing instincts. In Ling Mo's view, these kind of zombies are much more terrifying than the ones he saw in games and movies, because they retain their 5 senses. Whether it is sound or smell, it will all attract their attention. The sun is going down. We will call it a day. This residence home is not safe. It's a temporary place for Ling Mo to say when controlling the zombie puppets. After putting the food he gathered today into his backpack, Ling Mo shook his head, which was hurting a bit, and he commanded the zombies to stand up. Up close, with a zombie puppet standing right in front of him, Ling Mo still felt a sense of strangeness. Although unlike the ones in the movies that exudes a rotting stench, this zombie still have a strong smell of blood. Virus infection made his face pale with glowing red eyes. Through the slightly open mouth, one can see stained pork on the teeth. No need to think much. It must be the leftovers from eating human. The zombie had good looks, about 17 or 18-year-old teenager, but now his looks made him look like an evil spirit. Go. Ling Mo pressed down strong feeling of nausea, controlled the zombie to walk down the stairs. Even though he has the zombie puppet to open the road, it does not mean he is safe. Ling Mo holds a sharp bone knife, carefully walked behind the zombie puppet. From here to his temporary home, they needed to cross a street. When they came here in the morning, Ling Mo found some firecrackers. First he made some noise on the opposite direction and attracted most of the zombies from the street over there. However, there were still some zombies wandering on the street. After they safely reached the intersection, Ling Mo saw, trouble is here. Two zombies blocked the intersection, who knew where they came from. Their bodies are full of fresh splattered blood. One of them even carried half-human arm and was busy eating it. In this provincial city that have millions of people, every day there are survivors killed during their attempts to find food, so dead people are not rare. But the sight of that arm wreckage made Ling Mo felt sad for the loss of his own kind. It was only because of his abilities that gave him a better chance to survive, so he can't be careless or he can still easily become these monsters' meals. Ling Mo walked closer while carefully manipulated the zombie puppet. He raised the chop bone knife as he approached one of them. While the other zombie were attracted by the sound, Ling Mo held the knife, rushed behind him and stabbed in his head. The two zombies died almost simultaneously. After pulling the knife out with force, Ling Mo kicked over the body in front of him. Ling Mo would not miss any opportunity if given the chance, even though it's proven useful to manipulate zombies, but he must have the fighting ability to protect himself as well. And Ling Mo faintly felt that when he beheaded zombies, some kind of violent cause in his body is affecting him. He even felt a moment of pleasure when he pulled the knife out. Virus is not going to be transmitted through spiritual contact, right? If it can be contagious that way, I would have been infected ages ago. If it's not because of the virus, then what exactly is this feeling? Ling Mo was very concerned about this slight change, but he had no clues yet. However, the ability to cleanly behead zombies and the fact that it's getting better is a good thing for Ling Mo. Before the end of the world, he was just an ordinary man. When he killed zombies for the first time, it was a scary exploration. Even after the killing, he felt terrified and he could not think straight for a while. But in order to survive, it is necessary to enhance combat skill. And in Ling Mo's mind, he is always thinking about one person. To quickly master zombie controlling techniques, collect as many supplies as possible, and it's all because he wants to cross this district and find her. Chapter 2: Crossing the Danger Zone. When the last hint of light at the horizon disappeared, Ling Mo has returned to the residence. This was a seemingly insignificant small building. In addition to the solid iron door, one was also able to jump from the roof to the building next door, and there were enough open space at the front and back of the building. Plus, this place belonged to the suburbs. In terms of survivors and zombies, their numbers are much less than the ones in the city, which make this place much safer. Most importantly, this was originally the warehouse of a small furniture factory, filled with low-quality paints and wood flavor, which was able to fully cover Ling Mo's scent. Through virus infection, those monsters not only did not lose 5 senses, but was further enhanced in which they have perfect night vision, incomparable hearing and smelling to those of ordinary people. Before going to sleep, Ling Mo fed the zombie puppet a piece of rancid meat, kept him outside the iron door, locked the iron door firmly and then went to rest. Even during his sleep, Ling Mo did not cut his spiritual connection with the zombie. It may be tiring, but on one hand he could train himself, and on the other hand it's a way of staying alert for himself. To allow one to get enough rest but also keep the connection with the zombie puppet, it was easier said than done. In fact, is actually very difficult. Ling Mo also tried numerous times before grasping the right balance. Now when sleeping, he has always been in a light sleep state, and he could even hear the subtle movement in the surroundings. But today Ling Mo has yet been able to sleep. A figure kept appearing in his head from time to time. After his parents died, the one person he missed the most in this world is her, his crush, but also his childhood friend next door, Yelian. When the disaster broke out, he received the last phone call from her. "Big brother Lin, run." After those 4 short words, there came the burst of beep of the busy tone. In fact, Ling Mo knew clearly that Yelian is probably dead. During the outbreak of the disaster, she was walking toward his residence, looking to make him a decent meal and to help him improve his living condition. Because of this, there is always a knot in Ling Mo's mind. Whether live or dead, he felt he should find Yelian. Tomorrow, I will go find her. After preparing for so long, Ling Mo felt that with the ability to control zombie puppet should allow him to cross the city district. He had already sketched out the place where she might appear in his mind, not too far away from here, but separated by 2 residential areas in the middle which were regarded as the most dangerous region. However, in order to cross as safely as possible, Ling Mo has done enough preparation, everything, and now he just had to wait until tomorrow. Early in the morning, Ling Mo opened his eyes, jumped down from a semi-soft bed. Once again, after finishing packing his backpack, Ling Mo took a deep breath, walked downstairs. The zombie puppet under his control had been well behaved by blocking the door. Clothes are wet due to the cold air. His look does not show a single trace of tiredness though. Due to unknown reasons, that sudden outbreak of virus not only turned most living people into monsters, but also enhanced their bodies to be very powerful. However, Ling Mo also noted that because they need to maintain a high-intensity physical consumption, they just kept eating instinctively, and food sources are the uninfected survivors. Clenched the bone knife tightly, Ling Mo opened the iron gate, manipulated the zombie puppet and walked towards the planned route. Ling Mo would not miss any opportunity if given the chance, even though it's proven useful to manipulate zombies, but he must have the fighting ability to protect himself as well. And Ling Mo faintly felt that when he beheaded zombies, some kind of violent cause in his body is affecting him. He even felt a moment of pleasure when he pulled the knife out. Virus is not going to be transmitted through spiritual contact, right? If it can be contagious that way, I would have been infected ages ago. If it's not because of the virus, then what exactly is this feeling? Ling Mo was very concerned about this slight change, but he had no clues yet. However, the ability to cleanly behead zombies and the fact that it's getting better is a good thing for Ling Mo. Before the end of the world, he was just an ordinary man. When he killed zombies for the first time, it was a scary exploration. Even after the killing, he felt terrified and he could not think straight for a while. But in order to survive, it is necessary to enhance combat skill. And in Ling Mo's mind, he is always thinking about one person. To quickly master zombie controlling techniques, collect as many supplies as possible, and it's all because he wants to cross this district and find her.